Professor Kwakhondor Agber. I'm a professor of film and media arts at the University of Abuja, especially in the Department of Theatre Arts. How long? I've been a teacher all my life. I've taught at all levels of education, primary, secondary, tertiary, around the university. Tertiary at lower levels and now in the university. For since 1976, on and off. To the university here, the year since 1990. Well, the impact, depending on what perspective you're looking at it, either both negative or positive impacts. The positive one is that if you read the figures, that's contributed more than any other industry to the GDP. Nigeria contributing very heavily to improving the nation's finances. It's brought a lot of employment to so many youths, employment in so many roles, because the youth perform very many roles. Acting, directing, playing other roles, both in front of, especially behind the camera. You talk of the average man pushing wheelbarrows on the street, selling VCDs and all that. You can look at the average Nigerian who operates a video center. It's making money. And so many other roles that people have played in the industry. So it's contributing a lot. Positive. If you look at the economy. So other rules are the other elements. But the economy is done a lot. I was just reading something somebody wrote this morning, and I found it rather very interesting. Well, I don't agree with some of the things he said. He was talking about what he called how to effectively distribute and market Nigerian movies.
Okay.
And he gave his own ideas.
Okay.
But let's look at, understand the context in which we look at distribution.
Yes.
On the international scale, distribution models are different from the way we do it in Nigeria because they produce their films on celluloid. So when you produce a film on celluloid, it means what you have comes in reels, and you therefore distribute it to people who have the facilities to be able to screen them. So you need a different model of distribution from what you have in Nigeria. So for instance, take Hollywood. You produce a film in Hollywood. You must make deals for people who can distribute it to people who have film centers or cinemas. Because it's the cinemas that distribute or that consume and the consumer. So you need distributors who will carry them to the cinemas. But Nigeria doesn't produce films on celluloid. We produce them on CDs, VCDs, and so on. So it's easy for anybody to get a copy, reproduce it, and sell. So the channels of distribution have to be different. The man in Hollywood has his road cut out for him because he can easily distribute. Because there are strategic and already set up structures for distribution.
Yes.
So he can use them. But in Nigeria, those channels don't exist. The people who are themselves so-called distributors, what are they distributing? They just cut deals, give the VCDs and so on to street boys to sell. So you can buy. There are people who have distributed their films themselves and they are made. You just carry it from town to town outside. That's all. It's a distribution channel, if you can do it that way. But the people who distribute themselves are just marketers who are marketing you like they market any other product. So the difference is clear as to how you can distribute. We were discussing off the screen and we were talking about new avenues for distribution, which I prefer to call the new avenues for consumption rather than distribution, because you are selling a product directly to the consumers. If you take the new GST, this is the other one,
Netflix.
What are they doing? They are exhibiting, not distributing. Because you have to subscribe to watch Netflix or DSTV or whatever of the ones that are so-called distribution channels. So you are exhibiting more than distributing because it's pay TV. We're beginning to call them distributors, for lack of a better word. So yeah, those are good. But like I said, now you can't, unless we change our production model, we can't distribute more effectively than we are doing. Because what stops anybody from going to buy one copy, redistributing it, and selling it on the street? It's a VCD. Anybody can buy a VCD. So what they do is so to be able to prevent that is the new ways of ensuring that nobody can duplicate your VCD. That's the only way you can change what they do with your production. If not, you will lose the market. Because by the time your film comes out, there are already people waiting to get the first copy and then reproduce and sell. It's happening in the US when they download it when they make their money and they download it to VCD for sale, mostly third world countries. There's a lot of that going on there too. So the problem with the Nigerian film distribution, call it film for a better word, is that the more they make them, it makes it easier for people to pirate. So, like I explained earlier, the people you call distributors are themselves just marketers. Has lost his vibrancy. It terms of diversity and creativity. What is new in Western music? Nothing significant has come out. In the last 5 so many years, what impact has even the American music industry meant to world music? Nothing. So new things have come out of Africa, not just Nigeria. Look at these people that came out with this tune that was worldwide. South African. Yes.
Okay.
He made a lot of, because it was something new. Not that he changed South Africa, but he came out with new sound, new dance styles, new, Now, the Nigerian music has not changed. What has changed is the world wants to see here something new. And that something new is coming out of Nigeria. Not that the people have changed so significantly. It is still Afrobeat, modernized Afrobeat, something more. Fela tried it, and they made an impact. So these boys have taken it, modernized it, and brought out something new. But look deeply. Has the lyrics changed? How much? Has the beats changed? Same thing. Isn't it? So, to me, nothing significant has changed. What has changed is that most of their videos are shot in South Africa and elsewhere. That's all. But the beats, the personalities, everything is the same.
So how can we benefit? Are you saying until the nation grows, the industry can grow? Is that what you're saying?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
What I'm saying is that, do the audience like what they are seeing? Yes. That's why the audience has grown over the years. Even the African diaspora has caught up to it. You go everywhere. I was on the visit to Kenya 2 years ago. And at the airport, everybody was saying, Igwe. They thought I was or they assumed because of what I wore. They assumed I was a Nigerian
chief.
And so everybody was greeting me, Igwe. And then everywhere we went, in Nigerian video films that were showing Nigerian music, And most of this Cameroon film industry, Kenyan film industry, they are all copying from Nigeria. Most of Sub-Saharan Africa is copying from Nigeria. So you can't say that it has not contributed. It has. The post-apartheid cinema.
Yes, sir.
So throughout these developments, things were shot on celluloid.
Yes.
Because there was more funding.
Yes.
And the South African economy is more robust
yes.
than Nigeria. From a European approach to we go and watch a cinema program. So that cinema culture has been there. And the cinemas produced just to satisfy that culture. But that aspect of our culture has died off.
Cinema culture. Cinema culture.
Yes. We now have a video culture. Everybody wants to watch at home. But it's gradually being revived. But then, how many cinemas exist? In those days, every town had a cinema. I remember in Boko, you all come from my place to come and watch a film in Boko. Because Boko was the nearest town you could see. But it had a cinema house. So every town had a cinema house. But now, how many cinema houses have survived? There are no cinema houses, so how can people develop that much or when you don't have cinemas? There was one program we held in Lagos at Sheraton involving stakeholders, and this thing came up. And I was telling them that if we don't produce on celluloid, cinemas will not evolve. Because are you going to screen these videos in cinemas? No. Videos will still be screened the way they are being screened. But if you produce on celluloid, or now that the digital equipment can be adjusted to watch in cinemas, maybe people will begin to invest in cinema, but it will take a while. Because yes, the same things are coming out of VCD. And VCD is cheaper. I don't need to go and pay anybody to watch. So why would I go and pay? If you have the same thing. But when you produce a more advanced technology, maybe the celluloid will not allow, the digital equipment will no longer be available in VCD. So you now compel people to go to the cinema to watch. But we also have to do certain changes within the society. The violence culture that has emerged in Nigeria. You can't move one or two things in the night without coming across bandits. So you are alive first. The infrastructure is not there. For me to somewhere, can I go on a good road and expect that my car will come back in one shape? All those things have to be put in place. Those exist in South Africa. So you don't have to recreate them to be able to create a film. So yes, we need to know what they are doing. They have copied a lot from us in terms of storylines, moving away from the Eurocentric stories that we created before. They are now turning out South African movies that are oriented towards the South African cultures rather than what was there before. I've seen a lot of new things coming out of South Africa that are African, authentically African, not European like you saw before. But that means that they've copied a lot from Nigeria, even the acting styles and all. You begin to see now chiefs, the Sangomas, playing very big roles in South African movies. So they are now recognizing that yes, you have a tradition. Go back to the tradition. Create scripts and good movies around that. They are doing that. So they learned. But can the Nigerian learn from South Africa? The best you could have learned from them cannot be implemented here. Because the society has not created the
enabling environments.
First, we cannot shoot on celluloid for now because the technology does not exist. Secondly, the infrastructure to support it does not exist. We have the personnel because we trained a lot of people in front or behind the camera. We have the personnel, but we don't have the technology. So those are the problems between the two industries that I see. Nigeria will not catch up with South Africa for now, unless something happens somewhere and our society changes, where the technology is better, the infrastructure is better, and there are improvements in technology, and that requires money that doesn't exist for now. We've talked so much about this. So many things need to be done. One is from those within the industry. But the most important ones are by government itself. Improving safety so that people can conveniently. In the 60s, 70s, nobody thought about armed robbery. Excuse me, you could go anywhere, anytime, and come back safely, nobody bothered you. So, security has to be better to enable people to go out. Even we're not talking about night clubbing has died off, not just cinema.
It's a very risky venture now.
Very risky venture now. To go in at the nightclub, they attack you, everybody is captured and you spend 1 month in the bush. So security is important. Infrastructure. Then funding. Funding. Very important. That's improved. That's on the part of government and the economy generally. Because we invest to make returns. Which businessman in Nigeria is funding the industry? Nobody. It's just small businessmen who see opportunities that are doing it. With no serious businessman. I said, okay, director, take this 10 or $1 billion or $1 million or even 20 million naira, do a thing for me. Make sure that it's the best. They do that in America. Producers come and deposit money. They see a potential, they deposit money, give a director instruction, do whatever you can do. But this is what I want. First class fee. But who have done that yet? For now, no. Sometimes the filmmakers who run around, source of money here and there, and invest. So investments have to improve to be able to create good films. Then, of course, I talked about infrastructure, including setting up film infrastructure. Like I explained earlier, but now there's only one studio which is not even functional.
So is this for the practitioner or for the government setting up film infrastructure? Who are you?
People that, in Nollywood, is it the film people that have set up the studio? It's not.
It's true. Individual.
It's individuals, money magnets. If you go into their history, Metro Golden Mayer. It's a German Jew who migrated and came back to America and set up India. So if you look at their history, they were big financiers who saw the potentials of Hollywood and set up the various studios. They even some of them fought themselves to take control and so on. So people must see the potential and invest. This is an investment. People must improve on it. Like I said, we do too much talking in our films. That's the role of the director. So film is not the stage where what you say is more important than because it's not being captured. So you have to say it in a way that people will understand. But here is the picture that tells the story, not the speech. The speech is just to strengthen what the picture has revealed. So the speech is not as important as the picture. But here we lay too much emphasis on dialogue. We forget that what people came to watch is
Action.
the picture,
Yes.
not the dialogue.
It's true.
So we talk too much. That has to improve. Acting style, people think they should act and not think. But like one director told his actors, think, don't act. When you think, you create a good role. Because I've seen a picture where I'm a Catholic. The Catholic priest does not need to be carrying that everywhere. There are times when you need to use the chaplet to pray. But I've seen a picture where the priest carries it everywhere as if it's an imam. Even modern imams don't do that.
So he has to think about what
Study
reality
the
is.
role.
Yes. Not just
If you
act
are
like
acting
it.
a doctor,
Yes.
what does a doctor do when a patient walks in? I'm not saying that hospitals have the same rules, but you can be unique in your role. But what does a doctor need to do? So that instead of placing a stethoscope on somebody's face, you place it where it's supposed to be. Those things have to improve. Isn't it?
It
Even in
has to.
society now, it's not every native doctor that must have English rice. Must you do a contrived fry? The way they do it has not changed. There are bush fries. You have a pot. You consult inside. Even if it's outside. It's behind somewhere behind the house. But every shrine of theirs must be in the forest.
Mm-hmm.
People consult within their compound. In my own society, the consultations are done in the sitting room. We have a traditional sitting place. That's where the man consults. Even if there's a shrine, it's just behind his house. I don't know much about what happens in Igbo land, but I disagree so much with the presentation of the native doctor, the traditional, even the epics. I don't agree with them at all.
What if that's the picture that comes to the mind of the audience when they think about a native doctor, sir?
You mean?
Just like a mother-in-law, you think I have the bias that she is wicked, she is harsh. So what if that's the picture that comes to the mind of the native doctor when the audience thinks about a native doctor? If you see someone now here and you call the person a native doctor, even if it is a reality that people now consult here, it will not paint, it will not deliver the message. And remember, you said it's all about picture, not really saying, I am now a native doctor. So what if they are just trying to...
Yes, there are certain rules attributed. You must dress in a particular fashion
Costume.
and all that. I agree. And they must consult in a certain environment. What I'm against is not they are called their dress culture. Even their dress culture could be better. I watched the pics where people wear sackcloth. I disagree with that. We didn't wear sackcloth. Sack is not native. It's a European importation.
Not slave tradish.
No. Before, during the slave day, we were wearing clothes and going about naked. I'm not saying people should go about naked. There are traditional clothes that were worn in those days. Where did Ankara come from? Where did Ankara come from? Were people not wearing them before? You know? So why not do that in a presentable way that you can use in the pics? Not that they use them now. So you can make a pics that are better. I'm not saying we should go back and wear leaves as clothes and so on. But you could use that traditional cloth. Maybe people just carry it around like if you watch it like Kota, you see within the African tradition, they wore something different. When they moved into America, the costume changed. So you can use that kind of costume, even with modern cloth, to still not look terrible. So those kind of things need to be done. Of course, adapting the new equipment so that, if possible, go back to satellite. But now that you have digital equipment, move more towards the digital equipment so that you can recreate that thing, the cinema culture that has been lost.
Prof, we have come to the end of this interview, and I want to thank you so much for your time. You have successfully done justice to our interview questions, and we must thank you. But I have this information that you are getting very close to retirement, and you said at the beginning of this interview that you have, this is all you've ever done. Okay, you are obviously a distinguished veteran in this industry, and you're about to take a bow. In life, in health, you didn't leave or were cut off by anything. You came at the beginning and you got to the end of your journey. And the industry, the academia, the students, your mentees, we owe you so much. And let me steal this moment to ask you, sir, for what words you want to drop for the industry and the academia as you take a short exit to now watch like Obasanjo and now watch how politics goes. What do you have to say to us, sir?
Well, like I explained, I started explaining earlier, I've spent all my life teaching, taught at all levels. When I finished secondary school, that time, I took up the teaching at primary. So I taught at the primary school. When I finished from the university, my youth service in the Dam River State, now in Badiatsa, spent in secondary school. When I came back, I spent time in School of Basic Studies, which is higher than secondary school, and now in the university. I've been in the university since 1990. It's a long time. I'm teaching. All my life I've been teaching. My discipline in media is very few lecturers. Very few. And then when you exercise film where I specialized, you see that there are still very few lecturers of film. I would love to have more film scholars. All I knew about they are going into film. Because at the PhD level, when you finish your PhD, what else? You teach. Of course, there are PhDs doing all kinds of other things as well. But by the time you get to this level, the law is to teach and impart knowledge to others. I've imparted a lot of knowledge everywhere I go, especially my students. That's the law of a teacher. That you see students everywhere. Sometimes I go somewhere, somebody comes and says, I go there, sir. Tom, I don't even know the person again and say, you taught me that. That's the joy of a teacher. I'm living in about 2 years. The legacy I leave for my colleagues is that the love for the profession is dwindling. There are a lot of people who are teaching now who have no business being in the university. ASU has done so much for the university system over the years. In fact, if there was no ASU, I don't know where the university should be. Because when I look around this campus, everywhere you see a new building is tech funds. Without ASU, there would be no tech funds. I was not part of but I was struggling in ASU at the time when they were treating these government said, go and find alternative, we don't have money to find universities. As you say, we have a suggestion. And when they suggested 5% of tax to go to education, government said, no, it's not possible. As you said, try it. Okay, they reduced it to 2% or 2.5% at that time. That is what you see as take from. And see what it has done. Government bastardized what Asu suggested. They even adapt. See what it has done. So Asu has tried to improve universities, but there are people within who have no business being in the university. They don't act like lecturers. Lecturers are you are the parents. You are role models for these young people. You try to show a good example so that they can copy. But what do we see now? The kind of things that we hear. Sexual harassment, assaulting, all sorts of things. As a lecturer, I'm very proud everywhere I stand to say that I never ask my students for gratification, for you to pass it. I'm not saying students don't give me gifts. But if I'm not your friend, you can't bring a gift to me for what? Don't give me something so that you can pass the exam. The more this level of camaraderie in us, for you to offer me gifts. This thing is not for sale. If it's not for sale, we put it out there, come and buy a degree. But it's not. And yes, people pay. And you don't pay for getting the degree. You pay for an education. And education is tutored. That's why you are getting the certificate in character and learning. So if I'm not showing you that good character, what do I expect you to get? Learning. So some of us want to impart that, and we are happy when our students see us everywhere and want to greet us. But if, for instance, I pay you to pass me, I see you somewhere, come my this one, you know. So I'm happy that I will leave, but I'm leaving a good legacy of my name. I will be happy if all lecturers do that.
Thank you very well, sir. You have successfully impacted us, and personally, on behalf of the stakeholders that have come across you on this journey, I want to say thank you. You came, you saw, and you conquered. Congratulations, Professor Agber. Thank you so much, sir. God bless you. Thank you.